Arne Slot, new contract, links to Michael Olise, links to Antoine Semenyo, Ibrahima Konate's contract, and also Liverpool are happy with their defensive depth. That is the reports of today. Yes, me and Naj's face said it all there, happy with the defensive depth. I think, do we need to go further with that? But yeah, welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring the latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and much, much more. And as you just heard there, a new contract potentially for manager Arne Slot. We're going to be discussing a few things tonight, Naj. There's actually been quite a lot of news come out today.
Yeah, there
and
is.
one thing I do ask for you guys, make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And also, get your comments in, get your chats in the chat. Watch our live chat, get your talks in, get your opinions in, get your comments in on what you think about today's news. Slot contract, Konate news, Semenyo, Olise, Adam Wharton has even been linked to Liverpool today. And also potentially not bringing in a centre back in January as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments your thoughts as we go over today's news. And there's also been a few comments on from players, ex-players about Liverpool players currently. So let's start off then. Let's start off with Arne Slot. Let's start off with the news of Arne Slot. And we saw the other day there was a report about potentially Arne Slot being offered a new contract, and Louis Steele has confirmed that today. It is on the agenda. And something his agent, Pimenta, is working on. Liverpool want to act quickly here, otherwise they risk Slot entering his last contracted season next year. Liverpool want to tie Arne Slot to a new contract as soon as possible, and talks are said to have taken place. So, the talks have been taking place between Liverpool and Arne Slot for a new contract. As he said, like this season and next season left before his contract does run out. I think that's the same with Hughes, possibly, I want to say.
Yeah.
And Edwards, potentially. So they will need to get done. But Arne Slot, I just want to... Obviously, he won the league in his first season. £10 million spent last season. Won the league in the first season. No one ever questioned last season, why wouldn't we give Arne Slot? If you ask us right now, if you asked us at the end of April last season, not one person would have said, yeah, that makes absolute sense. Why wouldn't you offer him a new contract? He's just won a league with 10 million spent, no new signings. But seven games also into this season, there has been questions on his tactics, on his system. However, I still think there shouldn't be any questions on him offering a new contract potential. Or do you think it's a little bit too hasty, Naj?
I don't have any issue with it, to be honest. Do you know, like all the things we said about Arne Slot, like what he's doing wrong at the minute and all that, yeah, he is not doing what needs to be done at the minute. But there's no manager I trust to get it right. Do you know what I mean? And I think it makes sense to tie him down to a long-term deal. Like, if we didn't win the league last year, right, and we finished third, I think a lot of Liverpool fans are happy that we finished third. You know what I mean? Not over the moon or anything, just content, happy. And let this season will be the season that we push on and maybe go for a title this season. But we're ahead of schedule if you think about it. So the whole plan, I think, with Arne Slot was, possibly this season will be the season where he look to win the Premier League or at least challenge for it, or at least win, maybe a cup competition, maybe the English double, or something along the lines of that. But he's ahead of schedule, and I think why not offer him a new contract? People are getting very twisted on Arne Slot. I don't like it, to be honest. You'll probably agree with me on that. Like, I don't think he's getting it wrong. I don't think he's doing it. I don't think he's getting it right at the minute. But
it's not enough to warrant
him
not signing a new contract.
No, I mean, I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans saying, well, I've seen a few on Twitter. You've probably seen it. I think what I sent to you. Someone said if he finished third, or Arne Slot gets a pass this year and stuff like that. Now, to a degree, yeah, he can. But also, Liverpool have spent a lot of money and brought in big names this summer. And I don't think we're in a position not to have a trophy this season. Do you know what I mean? In all seriousness. So, yeah, I think Slot will get it right. Look, people are a bit premature with stuff. We've seen Slot out and stuff. If you Slot out, give your head a wobble. But yeah, I think he'll get it right. I think he's got to remember. You got to remember a lot of factors are in play here. He's sort of trying to accumulate, overcomplicate. Let's say that, not accumulate.
Yeah.
You know, I know we changed system. I know when Verts plays, it's different, but maybe we play that game by game and stuff like that. And
winning the Premier League title in your first season gives you enough credit for at least a year extra, certainly, to see what it's about. I think what I'm worried about right now is like, what is Slot ball? Does that make sense? Also, last season he had still glimpses of Klopp in it. I think a mixture of Klopp and Slot together worked last year to win the title. Do I think Slot ball will win this title? I don't know what Slot ball is yet, as of yet. But like I said, it's probably worth the risk in terms of signing up, because I don't trust anyone else out there more than Slot right now to go and get things right this season and go change things this season. However, do you think even if we don't win any trophy this season, depends on context of how we lose the trophies as well?
I mean, I don't even want to think about that at the minute. I sort of want to just get over this bad patch.
Yeah.
I don't think this. I think at the minute it's been a difficult patch for Liverpool, and we didn't have any last year. You know, we was pretty much unscathed because of how good we was. You know, people like to say, "Oh, but all the teams dropped off and stuff like that." Like, that's not true. That's just completely false information. Liverpool were just the best team in the league, and that was it. There was no second favourite. There was nothing. Liverpool were the best, and that was it. Bottom line. And we didn't really have anyone sort of challengers apart from that PSG game. You know, I think maybe Slot's looking towards that, but you know, I think he'll get over it. You know, someone said something really funny to me the other day, and I actually laughed my head off at it. And it was like, imagine if that actually happened. So obviously, we all know PSG were rubbish before Christmas. Like, they were terrible. I don't think they had like 4 wins or 3 wins back to back before Christmas. Something weird like that. And then they won the quadruple. They won everything. So I said, maybe Slot wants to emulate that. I was like, listen, if it means us losing a few games at the start of the season and we do that, yeah, I'm happy.
I mean, that's a big risk to take in this league compared to the league earn. But yeah, I think regarding Slot, like, it's a difficult one because we are in a bad moment. So it's probably not the right timing in terms of the moment. And right now we are questioning, me and you specifically are questioning Arne Slot's tactics. What is going on with the system? Does he deserve a new contract? Absolutely. But are there worries of him? I think there's still a little bit of tiny worries with, like, if this doesn't change, if this actually is his system now, I do worry for the future at the same time. But 2 things can be true at once. So I could be happy with him getting a new contract. But like I said, he deserves the new contract from last season. It's simple as that. And if he does leave, you know, if his contract does run up next season, then it makes sense to do it now. This is what we want players to happen now. We don't want players to go into that last year. Why would we want a manager that's won his league to go into last year? So it makes sense to do it now.
It installs faith, doesn't it, in the manager as well. I don't think Arne Slot needs that, but you know,
yeah.
I think Klopp got a 5-year deal, if I remember rightly. He got a really long deal, didn't he? Because obviously he was a huge name coming in. And I'm pretty sure he got a 5-year deal, but I don't even think he was like 2 years into that and he had a new contract on the table, Klopp. You know what I mean? Like, I think that was just, new contract on the table. You know, he actually left before his contract ended, actually, because his contract was due to end next year, wasn't it? Klopp's original contract, what he said, because I think Klopp had 2 extensions, if I remember rightly, because he had one.
Yeah, I think he had one when he looked like he was going to leave, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had one.
In fact, he was on the verge of leaving, wasn't he? But I think he spoke to his wife and decided to stay.
Yeah, the 2022, he signed a new contract because it was a 4-year deal, wasn't it? It's taken us through 2026.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have been this season that Klopp's last season would have per se been, but he left 2 years early, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Look, you know, you've got to have faith in him. I have 100% faith in Arne Slot. I really do, and I think he'll get he'll get the job done. I don't think he's not. He hates losing. I mean, you know, see football managers, and they're like, "Oh, that's a loss." You know,
I love his standards. His standards,
so high. He hates it.
Yeah, I love that. That's the standards I have. So
yeah, exactly. And that's what it's got to be. That's what it's got to be. And I love the way that Slot now. You know, Klopp like the underdog thing, and I think we was for a long time. And
that's why I think FSG sort of got away with that sort of approach as well, in a way, because Klopp sort of maybe accepted a little bit more. Like, I don't mind being underdog. It makes it, it makes him look better as well. If he does achieve something, like, I'm the underdog in that.
Yeah, and then Slot's like, no, this is Liverpool Football Club. Like, this is, and do you know what? Slot wouldn't be able to say that without Klopp coming to Liverpool, by the way, because Klopp brought us back. He brought us.
Yeah.
He's
our greatest manager. Yeah.
And then, and then Slot's like come in and be like, yeah, this is Liverpool Football Club. Like, this is the creme de la creme. It is, like, there's only Real Madrid, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, that's the only people like to. Listen, I'm not going to get into the United argument saying that United are Liverpool. Listen, at the minute, Liverpool, if you're a player, you'll go with Liverpool. If anyone watches this, I'm not getting into that argument because I've had this argument so many times in the last couple of weeks. But he's right in what he's saying, and I love that he's installed that into the players. Like, do you know what you're playing for? You're playing for Liverpool. You're not, we're not underdogs. We want to win every game. We will win every game. And this, it's high standards, but it's warranted. And I think you look into it now, given that contract, will only just sort of allure more players, make Liverpool keep that sort of stat. Obviously with trophies as well, but keep that stature. Slot's interested manager play on the games. Let's all play under. Sorry, let's go and play under him. And I think, a lot of the time when Klopp was there originally, it was Klopp that was the pull. It wasn't mainly Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool had a bit of a play, but it was Klopp really, wasn't it?
At the start, yeah. At the start, yeah.
Not towards obviously like the middle of his tenure, but like at the start, it was like, oh, go and play for Jurgen Klopp. Yeah.
Children himself, yeah.
And I think that's what Slot almost is like. If you install that faith in him, that almost gets delivered by who comes in, players. I mean, look who we signed this window. Like, it's insane. But obviously people would say they're not doing that well at the minute. I don't think Wirtz isn't doing that bad, but it's quite funny, isn't it? I mean, I'm going to go a bit off topic here. The only player that I really think's played bad is probably like Kirkes, but
yeah, Kirkes and Konate, but Konate's had two class games, but I think Kirkes hasn't had any good games. Maybe actually Everton, he played well against Everton.
Yeah. But it's weird, isn't it? Right? I always like to think about this the other day, and it's like we like overcomplicate what we're thinking about things, and like Slot's overcomplicated what he's doing with the squad, the formation, and stuff like that. Like the players that we brought in, it's actually quite hilarious if you think about it. Like I was probably deep thinking this the other day. I was like, they've actually not done that bad, really. If you really think about it, they've actually not done that bad. I mean, they've not done what we've expected. Like, as a whole, I mean, not as individuals, as a whole, like Ekatige's been good, and Wirtz has been decent, but he's obviously not, got anything to show for it, which is unfortunate as people have not put the ball in the back of it. But, these are new players, and they've come into a team, and the system's getting chopping and changing and stuff like that. And I think you look at it like, Wirtz is settling in, he'll be good. Isak's getting fit, he'll be lethal. Ekatike is young and he looks brilliant already. And Kirkes is just not playing in the right system. And I think once that all clicks, like, once Slot cracks.
Once it gets the right system going, yeah.
It's going to be.
I mean, with that, people talk about Wirtz, talk about Kirkes, talk about players that haven't hit the ground running or whatever. But at the end of the day, me and Naj and other Liverpool fans as well, we're all questioning Slot's system at the moment. We're all questioning Slot's system. So are we supposed to hit the ground running as such? When there's issues going on, and when there's so many I've said this before, when there's so many individuals playing that well, it's more than just individual players. Yeah. And it does come down to system. I think Josh Williams actually came. Even if Josh Williams goes on Redmen, he does the tactics thing, and he said the same thing. He said the exact same thing, and I agreed with him spot on. He said, "Look, when so many individuals are not playing well, it's the system." Yeah, and that's what it is. So, are we expecting Wirtz to play the best he can? Are we expecting Kirk to play the best? But when we are having tactic and system issues, but again, like we said earlier, Arne Slot is probably the best manager to sort this out, to get the right system. He's finding his feet with his new system this season because it is a new system. He's finding his feet with new players. He's got to get to know them. What are they the best? Obviously, I didn't watch them last season, but watching them and training them is different. We could say, we watched Kirkes last year and we're not playing to Kirkes' strengths. Absolutely not. but maybe he's seen something different in training, which Kirk is just not doing it on the pitch. I don't know. I think Slot will change the system at some point. I think he will change where things, or maybe just tweaks. Maybe it's just tweaks, really. I think it's just tweaks. It's not a system thing. It's not a formation thing. 4-2-3-1 is absolutely fine in formation. We've just got to make sure that we've got a Gravenberch covering a certain area. We've got Kirkers getting the best out of him, going up and down a little bit more. Frimpong, when he plays, up and down a little bit more. It's just certain tweaks, getting in Salah inside a little bit more. It's not about the actual formation. That's it. Oh, we can't play 4-2-3-1 ever again.
It works 100%. It worked. Yeah. It worked all of last season. Like, there's no issue with the formation. It's the system of way. People like, sometimes people don't get it. In possession, out of possession, in possession. And like, when you've got the ball in this area, how's the team going to be in formation? And like, Slot is a tactical manager. Like, he's a very, very tactical manager. And I'd say Klopp was pretty tactical, but Klopp was more like, he's aggressive, wasn't it? Like, it doesn't really matter where you are as long as you're getting into that position.
I think Klopp's plan A worked better than Slot's plan A, but Slot's got more plans.
Yeah. Like, Klopp had probably like 3, I'd say, plans he had. Like, probably
being kind there. I think it was pretty much one plan, and hopefully.
No, yeah.
Then Origi.
He definitely had 3. I was going to say, first one would be like.
I didn't realise a lot of personnel then after that. Yeah.
Then it'd be Origi, and then like we never really had a defensive, like, we didn't really have a defensive, like, sort of plan in terms of.
We had Fabinho, so we didn't really need a defensive plan as such.
No,
did anything he needed to ask for that position.
Do you know what's killing us as well? And it's system. It's the system. You'll agree with this. Van Dijk and Kanté 10 yards deeper than they ever have been, and you can see it in their heads. They're like, "Wow, we don't want to be here." Do you know what I mean? We want to be like, we're not these. I'm not saying that Van Dijk is incapable or Kanté incapable of sitting in front of the 18-yard box, but I just think they're so used to playing so high up, and the game's just, that is their game, isn't it? Like, and Van Dijk knows when to drop perfectly. Like, and I just think, even if you look from last season, the 10 yards deeper from last season, and I like, that Chelsea game, I was bored of watching like Kanté and Van Dijk pass it between themselves. It's like, no, you push up the pitch, and that's another thing though. Like, they can't push up the pitch if Kirkers is welded to the hip of Van Dijk because there's not that width there. And
Gravenberch has gone off doing his thing.
Yeah, Conor Bradley is playing. That's the system. That's what we're trying to say on this. That's what we're trying to say on the channel. Like, it's the system. It's not the formation. It's not the players. It's the system. Like, it's just not working. But it will, and they'll change it. And I think it will. I was going to ask you this. Do you think they'll change it against United? Because I think he has to change it against United.
I think he has to, but at the same time, we should be beating United regardless.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So it's like, even if we don't change it and we beat Man United, I'm not taking that as like his system's working now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's Man United at the moment. I think we should be beating Man United. I mean, I spoke to my uncle who's a Man United fan. I ring him all the time, speak about football. I always ring him. And I was saying to him, look, I should be going into the game against you with 100% confidence we beat you. To sum up Liverpool right now, I'm not. I think we will. I think we'll beat them. I think we should beat them. I think we'll beat them. But usually I would say, yeah, we've beaten Man United. Man United are absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that going to this. I think that sums up right now. And I should be going into that game absolutely 100% confident we win that game.
But if you think about it, though, it's actually so, like, and this is like not discrediting United players at all, because they're still professional footballers, and some of them are still actually really good footballers. But it really is as simple as this at the minute. Like, you put Salah further inside forward, you get that width on Salah's side, you let Kirkers bomb on, and you pass the ball to Isak more, you win the game. That is
sounds simple, doesn't it?
That is how simple. But it's not. It's not. That's why it's not working at the minute, because that's not happening. But that's how simple it is. Sorry. Drop Gravenberch into that 6 and tell him not to move, and then it works.
It can move, but it's a shame in it, because I'm the biggest advocate of Gravenberch going forward. That's what he is as a box. I've been saying he's a box player for a long, long time. But for this season, again, because we didn't get a DM, for this season, he's got to sacrifice. like he did last season. And him sacrificing last season won us the league.
Yeah. You see, as well, though, like, and this is, I'm not getting, people have been criticising Salah about his defensive duties and stuff like that. And look, if you've watched Liverpool for the past 4 years, you'll have to know that Salah does not defend. That is just not his game anymore. He just doesn't do it. He's been told.
His early days, he got back. People saying he didn't get back. We had the chat the other day. He actually got back quite a lot in his early days.
He did. But like the thing is, Salah's the most lethal player in the Premier League at a counter attack. So why would you? And I get it. Why would you make him come back? You just don't do that. And and people are like, oh, he's got to help his right back out. He's got to help his right back out. No, that is where the CDM, who's a proper CDM, that's where they help.
Exactly.
Not that, and
it makes more sense as well. If we're playing Conor Bradley, it makes more sense for Salah not to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Conor Bradley is supposed to be a better defender than Trent. We get told last year.
Exactly.
So anyway, let's go to John. What said here? Good evening, guys. I think Olise would be a great replacement for Salah. What do you think, guys? We'll just speak about Salah and then on to Olise. So yeah, Lewis Steele spoke about Michael Olise. He said he's gone from strength to strength since moving from Palace to the Bundesliga Giants. The best wide forward at Bayern at the moment. While we are on topic, it is certain Luis Diaz. How Liverpool have missed him in the last week. Olise could definitely be an option in the summer to watch this space. Basically saying there is a chance for Liverpool to go get Michael Olise. And I'm going to say what I said in the summer, because I said it this morning as well. All this shit about saying, all this revisionism about, should we have sold Luis Diaz? Should we have sold Luis Diaz? That's what I see. I see aggregators put it on Twitter. Yes, we still should have sold Luis Diaz. Yes, he's going to rip it up in the Bundesliga. I expected him to do that. He's a very, very world-class player. And it's a Bundesliga, and he's doing fantastic. He's in one of the best teams also the best team in the Bundesliga. He's going to be fantastic. But this guy wanted to leave. Yeah, his dad and himself have flirting with Barcelona for years, and he wanted to leave. I don't want to keep a player that wants to leave, that doesn't want to be at Liverpool. We did the right thing in selling. What the wrong thing is, and if you go back to our streams in summer, me, Naj, other people said it on this channel, what the wrong thing is we didn't replace him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And I got to the point where I said, you know what? If we don't replace him, we had a good summer anyway. If we don't replace him, then I'm sort of happy Rio Engelmoa being that backup. But we're not even seeing enough of Rio Engelmoa
or Chiesa
to justify Luis Diaz going and not replacing him. Because if that was the plan all along for Luis Diaz to go, we don't get a replacement, and Rio Engelmoa or Chiesa be the backup, where we see them. Because if Gakpo playing well, then fair enough. I'd be like, well, he's playing well, so why would we drop him? But when he's not playing well, we're not even seeing snippets of Chiesa or Engelmoa at the moment, really. Bits at the start of the season, but we've not seen him at all, really.
I always reiterate, Gakpo is a good player, and people do get on his back a lot, but he hasn't been good at the minute. And that I don't think with Gakpo it's down to system. I think it's genuinely he's one of the few that it's just
playing the same way as last season, but just worse. Yeah, he's playing the same style of play. He's doing the same things, but he's just not playing as good.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't, like I say, I don't think that with Gakpo, I don't think it is the system with Gakpo. I think when you watch him, it's him. Like he's not passing the ball to overlapping fullbacks. He's sort of doing the same thing at the same. He's doing it. He's predictable. He's predictable at the minute. But like I say, he gets too much abuse. He's a good player, but yeah, he doesn't have that. He's not got that breathing down his neck, has he? Like I really thought that the Chiesa and Rio, but like I'm saying with you, I thought they'd be breathing down his neck to get minutes. And to be honest, I don't know how they haven't, because they literally have been. Both of them have been good.
Good when they have played, yeah.
Yeah, they both of them. It sounds bad. Both of them have been better than Gakpo, minus the first couple of games. Gakpo's really good the first couple of games of the season. I'm not going to like write him off at all. But we say this all the time. Some players need the competition to be good. Like there's some players that are like don't need that. Like Van Dijk doesn't need it. Salah doesn't need it. Probably Gravenberch doesn't need it, and Alisson. They're the 4 players in Liverpool's team that don't need that sort of positions in jeopardy because they just play to the best of their ability. I mean, Salah isn't at the minute, but like we say, it's a system, and I think he's been a little bit, he's snapping at things and stuff. But with Gakpo and other players at the minute, it's them. You know what I mean? It's like they've not got that. They've not got the kick up the backside to do it. Like, and I think that's what Gakpo last year was always looking over his shoulder, like, oh no, Diaz going to play over me. Diaz going to play over me. Diaz going to play. And it makes you better. It doesn't. It makes you a better player. And obviously, I know Diaz played a lot up front last season, and they both worked very well together. Actually, in fact, both of them worked. You know, it's Gakpo's probably best season last season in terms of goal scoring, and probably playing as well. But yeah, I don't know. Does he need dropping for Chiesa? And Chiesa goes on a run of 5 games where he's brilliant. I think that could really help Gakpo. I'll be honest, and it sounds crazy saying it because you're literally going, "Oh, drop your main left winger," but why not? Why not? If it's not working, do it. That's all I say.
I just think it's bad that we don't have a Chiesa for me. And like I said, if Engamo is going to be the backup, make sure he stays as backup. Because right now is nowhere to be seen, which is it's very odd for me. So going on to Michael Olise then, brilliant. I mean, we've spoken about Michael Olise before. I think it'd be a brilliant link to bring in after Mohamed Salah. So at some point, Mohamed Salah is going to leave. He's got 2 years left on his contract for his extension. I don't know if he's got a year extension on that. I don't know, but
I think it's like same as Van Dijk in it.
But if he plays like he is doing now, I can imagine him going anyway at the end of 2 years. So Michael Olise, obviously, for me, very overlooked and was overlooked in the Ballon d'Or. I said this when the Ballon d'Or nominations come out. They come 49th.
No, I always say.
So yeah, I thought Michael Olise last season was probably top 15 best players in the world. And I said he was even last season as a whole, probably even better than Kane in terms of Bayern Munich. And he was always this good at Palace, and Palace just keep making players like this. They're doing it again with Guehi, Wharton, Eze, obviously just gone to Arsenal. But Michael Olise is one of the best wingers in world football, and it's exactly what we're missing right now: direct wingers, direct players that are unpredictable. I think him and Semenyo right now are probably my top 2 in terms of what we should be looking at. Unpredictable wingers, players that can take players on. Not only can do that, can come inside, shoot, come inside and cross it in and pass the ball. We need someone. Right now, Salah, his age is going to catch him up. He's not that winger anymore he used to be, but he has becoming a little bit predictable. Gakpo's predictable. So it'd be nice to have wingers like an Olise, like Semenyo on the cards right now.
I've got a question. Michael Olise or Semenyo?
Olise.
Do you know what? As much as I love Olise,
you're gonna say Semenyo now.
You know, do you want to know why?
Go on.
Just because he can play along any of that front line.
Yeah, I think Olise could do that as well. To be honest, he's played at Cam.
Yeah, I just don't think he could do the striker role. I just think Olise. I think Semenyo is like. I mean, it's not recency bias. I've banged the drum on Semenyo for a long time. I just think he's both footed. Like it's just he's lethal. You know what I mean? I think what he has a little bit over Olise as well is he's like blisteringly fast. Do you know what I mean? Like Olise is quick, but he isn't like.
I think Olise is quicker with the ball.
Yeah, Semenyo's like he's an athlete, isn't he? Like he's a proper like unit as well, and they're both brilliant. Listen, if you give me an option to sign either of them, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
No, but I just think Semenyo would probably suit Liverpool a little bit more, just for the. I don't know, because maybe if you got Semenyo, you could put Semenyo on the left. I think he'd be the starting left winger for Liverpool. Fact. And I think when Salah starts to leave, or when he's leaving, you put Semenyo on the right, and then you got whoever you can get on your left. Then you sort of already got. Oh, you can get another right winger. Then do you know what I mean? You could go the other way and get another right winger. I don't know. There's just something about Semenyo. I just think he's just elite, isn't he? He's just so good.
He's just brilliant. I think he's on form of his life as well. What, 25 years old, going into his prime as well.
Yeah,
done it in the Prem, but at least he's done it in the Prem, done it in Champions League.
He's only 23, isn't he? What do you say?
Yeah, I think he's a star, absolute star. And the French connection with Ekitike as well makes sense. I think he'd be a star at least. It's a nice couple of players to be linked with, isn't it? I mean, Lewis Steele said Semenyo is definitely a name that Liverpool have appreciated in the past. So I think we are looking at wingers. I think that's a certain right now, which is good because we need potentially someone to either push Gakpo, or if Gakpo leaves in the future, we need someone to replace him, and Salah. I mean, Salah, like I said, next season's his last season at Liverpool, potentially. So we definitely need a Salah replacement at some point. Semenyo and Olise, probably two of the best replacements out there for me. Should we go to a little bit of a news from Lewis Steele as well? Adam Wharton is a player Liverpool like. It's not much of a link. It's just a player that Liverpool like. But I hope, Naj, we are looking for a DM.
United are getting him, apparently.
It'd be a game changer for United, because they need a DM desperately. But I think we need a DM as well.
He won't go there. Do you know what? Honestly, I could probably, and this sounds really wild me saying this, I could probably see him at City more than Liverpool. I just think Liverpool are not going to go after him. I just think that. I think we've not really got anyone like him, to be fair. But, well, Pachetic.
We could have next season, Naj, we could end up with Gay, Wharton, and Olise.
Crystal Palace times 2. Hey, it's all right. We've in the past we've sold to them loads of players.
Yeah.
Because he had Benteke,
Nathaniel Klein,
Martin Kelly.
Yep.
There's someone else.
You're going back now. Who's gone to Palace from us?
Oh, there's another one as well. I can't think. There's a few anyway. There's more than 3, I'd say. But yeah, we'll have a few of them.
Did Sissoko go for them left back? I'm thinking of Villa. He went to Villa.
Villa, wasn't it? It was Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah, he went to Villa.
Who else? There's another player, and I just can't think of who it is. He definitely played for Crystal Palace, and he was at Liverpool. I can't remember. Anyway, probably Sterling next year. He'll be there. He loves London, that lad. You got to give it to him. But yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm almost not even thinking about signings at the minute. Like, I know there's obviously a lot of rumours going around, and I think, if there's an opportunity to go and sign Semenyo, go and do it, because do you know what I think as well? We said this all summer, didn't we? Like the link with Bournemouth because of Richard Hughes. Well, Richard Hughes bought him from Bristol City.
10 million, yeah.
And he had like a real big part to play in that.
Yeah. I think that's what the thing is. Then when we are linked to him, I don't know if it's just an easy link, or we actually are linked to it, or we actually want him, because it is an easy link. You could link anyone from Bournemouth to Liverpool right now with Richard Hughes.
Yeah, because
especially ones that he bought himself. I mean, he bought Oyson over, he bought Semenyo over, so it's an easy link. But at the same time, I hope it is a serious link, because he is certainly an absolute superstar right now. But I was saying this morning as well, Semenyo, because there was £75 million being put on him. That's what the report was for yesterday. And potentially, if he signs a new contract, there'll be a release clause put on him as well if he just signs a new contract. And I've been seeing online saying, no, £75 million too high for Semenyo and things. I agree. Everyone's got too high of a price on players. No one's really worth £75 million. Probably the best in the world for me is, I'd say I'd go to about £100 million max in terms of, in my head, of players. And that's the best in the world, got to be at £100 million. But £75 million for Semenyo. And I said, look, people don't talk about prices if they play well. Van Dijk, remember when Van Dijk was signed? I said it this morning. Remember when we signed Van Dijk? All we heard is £8 million for a defender. You absolutely wasting money for a defender. I've not heard that money since. But Coutinho, he went to Barcelona for £140 million, didn't play well. All you hear about is that price. But if that Coutinho was the same Coutinho at Liverpool, you wouldn't have heard that £140 million ever again.
No, same with Alisson. You never hear a thing about that.
Exactly. This is why I never ever mention price when it comes to players. It's why the same situation now with Florian Wirtz. People, all you get is rivals saying £120 million. It should be. So if you pay £120 million for a player, it should work. You should be working straight away. But take the price away, you got one of the best creators in world football coming from Bundesliga to England for the first time out of his country, different league, faster league. Trying to adjust the system that we're questioning the system. He's trying to adjust to things like that. He's not been as bad as people make out for number one. He has created many chances, just people are putting it away. He isn't the level he can be, but if that £120 million or £116 million, which it was, people say it's 150, but it's not £150 million. Let me get that one thing clear. It's £100 million plus £16 million in add-ons if we are successful. If that price wasn't there, no one would be saying he's a flop. You're just saying, well, it started all right. It will probably improve.
I feel like, do you know what? Honestly, I know obviously people say that. It seems to be obviously aimed a lot at Liverpool. I get this, like Liverpool, get it a lot because it's Liverpool. But like I always remember like 2 signings that really stick out to me, like pre-Klopp era, and 2 of the signings that really stand out. One was Adam Lallana, and I remember everyone going on about how much Liverpool spent on him, and Adam Lallana was great for Liverpool. And the other one was Christian Benteke. Now, he had 1 season, and then Klopp come in, didn't fancy him, which is fair enough, isn't it? But everyone was going like, "Oh, he's an awful player. He's terrible." It's like he was one of the best players in the Prem. Like he was unbelievable.
He was the striker at the time. Yeah,
I was like,
"Yeah,
come off it," and you're like, "Oh, 32 mil." I was like, "That's." I know at the time it was a lot of money. I was just like, yeah, but that's what you have to spend on players who are good.
Yeah, exactly.
Brendan Rodgers didn't have a clue what to do with him. I know he didn't, because he was completely wild why he bought a target man when we didn't play with the target man. And I remember them 2 transfers sticking out to me at the time, because I just remember like Liverpool signed them and it was like, oh my God, like 30 odd million. But I think Lallana was almost 30. And I remember Benteke just being just over. And I just remember like, obviously Benteke went on to still have a good Premier League career after he left Liverpool, with Palace, and he was sound. By the way, he's still playing now, beating Messi to MLS.
Yeah.
But and then Lallana was like great, and I just think people like really put the emphasis on them on the price tag of some players and stuff like that. Like, look, we all had a bit of a laugh at Rasmus Højlund being so expensive and stuff like that, and Anthony. But be all and end all, it's not.
It's not on the player. No, it's on the clubs that's selling. It's on the clubs that's purchasing.
I mean, and then you look at Anthony and you look at Højlund now. They're both doing great, and it's
good.
To be honest, it's good because
no one's saying now. Oh well, look at his price tag that Napoli play for him. Look at his price tag that Betis play for him.
Yeah,
is he still on loan? Isn't it? Is he gone back on loan to him? Did he go back on loan to him?
I don't know if he's on I think he's like another loan, but like a permanent
option to buy. Yeah, I thought so.
But you know what? Like the way I see it now, like you look at it and go, like I mean, they're obviously ex-United players. I'm not going to particularly like them, but people obviously put the emphasis like, oh, how much they cost, and us as Liverpool fans, yes, it was funny to laugh at Anthony because he was never worth nearly £100 million. I thought it was at 86 million or something like that. Anyone could see he wasn't worth that. He was a good player, but that wasn't.
You know what? When I said there were 10 players, I said Liverpool should look at. Who was one of them?
Anthony said, yeah.
Anthony was on mine. It was next to Gravenberch in the list. Anthony was on mine. Ajax, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily where sometimes it's where you end up, isn't it? Like, let's say, for example, all them years ago, an absolute star for Liverpool, so underrated, Gini Wijnaldum. He was at Newcastle, and I knew about Gini Wijnaldum for years. Even when like a young kid, I used to get him on career mode at like.
I used to get him on Football Manager all the time.
He was so good.
Off the line.
Yeah, he was class.
Yeah.
And, we got Gini Wijnaldum, and at the time it was quite a bit of money. It was 20 odd mil, I think, at the time. And he only had a season at Newcastle. He had a really good season, and I remember buying him when he went down. And I just remember like people, like that was such a small transfer at the time, sort of thing, when we bought him, and no one talks about it. Like no one talks about it, and he was unbelievable. He was so good for us.
Yeah. And he changed the way he played as well, because he was more of an attacking player.
Yeah, and he was unbelievable, and like that's never mentioned, the transfer fee. So, and I think Gini Wijnaldum ended up at another club, because I remember at the time when we got Gini Wijnaldum, I think United were interested in him, and I think someone else was interested in him. Gini Wijnaldum could end up at United, and he could have been a flop. He could have been, he could have been terrible.
Yeah.
It's about where you go sometimes. I think you end up at a good club, or someone who's doing well, or a good management and a good solid foundation.
Yeah. Salah and De Bruyne are perfect scenarios for me. Salah and De Bruyne didn't work at Chelsea. And they were very good players at the time, both of them. Started with one, two of the most upcoming players of football at that time. Didn't work at Chelsea. Whatever happened with coaching, sometimes it just didn't work out at clubs. I've always said that. It doesn't mean players lose talent. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't work out with certain coaches. that's why I said, like, I don't think, even when Anthony and Højlund were bad at Man United, I said they're not bad players. I said Højlund really was thrown at the deep end, was given number 9, thrown at the deep end, the only striker they bought. They shouldn't have bought someone that young as a striker, and that's it, you're on your own.
19 years.
They should have bought another striker with him, and there's less pressure on him. At the end of the day, he's not a bad player. He wasn't a bad player when he was in Serie A before.
He's ripping it up now.
Exactly. So, certain situations.
But what's he gone to? He's gone to a good, solid Antonio Conte team who's, won the league last year. They've won, in the last 3 years, they've won it twice. They're a very solid team. De Bruyne has gone there. They've got really,
established club at the moment. Yeah.
Really good players, and and they just look great. And he's gone to like almost like what he should have gone to in the first place. Rasmus Højlund. He's gone to a club where stability's there. They're comfortably challenging for a league title. There's not that much pressure on you because you've got senior strikers at the club who can help you through the games and stuff like that. It's just funny, isn't it? Like how football. It's funny how football works. So yeah, it's just it's quite hilarious.
Do you think getting a traditional DM could unlock some of the signs we've made in the current market? Who would that be? Pretty much, yes. I won't say it's, you get a DM, that's it, it's all roses, that's it definitely works. That DM might not play well, you don't know. But having a natural defensive midfield, this is why I've been banging on about it for 2 years on here. I say 2 years. Since October, since I started this channel in October. But I've been banging on about it in other channels as well for 2 years, at least 2-3 years, since Fabinho basically left. A natural DM is absolutely vital. Even last year when Gravenberch were playing well at DM, I still said we need a defensive player next to him. We need a defensive player next to him because he's still not picking up the pockets a defensive-minded player would. He still wants to get. I could tell last season he wanted to get forward. I knew he wanted to get forward, and this season he's doing that. Yeah, he's like he's just hold me back, sort of thing. He's being held back by Slot. He's like grabbing him. Yeah. I said last season he sacrificed his foul game. I said it last season. He sacrificed a lot last season, and he shouldn't have to do that. Gravenberch shouldn't have to do that. Get a defensive-minded player next to him. It doesn't even have to be a proper DM. It don't have to sit there. It's got to be defensive minded. And when I see that, when you're midfielders have everything. You can defend, you can attack. Gerrard did it all. But would you describe Gerrard as more attacking minded or defensive minded?
Depends what point is.
What prime? All right, prime Gerrard.
I just think. I don't know. Prime Gerrard's elite, isn't he? Like he's just the best of the best.
But he could probably do both. Yeah, he had probably both minds, but I think it was slightly more attacking. When he went to 10, he went to 10, then didn't he? Behind Torres, that was prime Gerrard. Right now, Gravenberch, right now, Szoboszlai, right now, McAllister, they've all. I think they're more so attacking.
Yeah,
more so defending-minded player.
The weirdest one though, I think McAllister's probably got the more like. Because I think, and this is no discredit to Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, but the football IQ out of McAllister, probably because he's a bit older as well. He's 26, McAllister, isn't he? I think.
Yeah.
The football IQ, I think he's a little bit better at doing, knowing when to go defensively. However, he hasn't got the physical side of it to back it up. Like, I'm not saying he's not slow. He's quick enough, but he's not like.
He's not a presence, is he? Like Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. Yeah.
5'7". Like he's not. He's like a Torreira. Like we played. I know we played Galatasaray the weekend. I mean, out of the midfielders, I thought Torreira was getting absolutely just bullied. But I mean, I know we got beat, but he's only this big. He was at Arsenal. He's gonna get. He's not a presence, is he? He's just like he's got.
Yeah.
Got to make yourself, I've just got to fly into tackles and make yourself a bit like, I don't want to go near him, sort of thing. But like, you look at like Rodri, Fabinho, even Casemiro in his prime, all them sort of players are sort of like, this is like the modern day CDM, are usually quite a bit of a unit, aren't they? You're not saying you have to be, but they're a bit.
I mean, Kante and like Makelele, they were like,
yeah,
just unique, weren't they? They were unique, them too.
Yeah, they're unique footballers, and yeah, they're a bit unique. But with like sort of them, like the ones I've just listed there, they're all quite a physical presence. Like Busquets as well, big sort of player. Like I think that's why Gravenberch fits the profile a bit more because of his size and stuff like that. He probably doesn't have the defensive side as well as McAllister, but in like football IQ and sort of things. But going forward, I think they're elite. But Yeah. Like, I say this quite a lot. Do you know I really like? Good footballer, good at defensive side, good at attacking side. Bruno Guimaraes, and he's not that big, but he's just good. He's just good at it.
Yeah. He's got even better this season, I think. I think he's unbelievable, mate.
He's very, very, very good. But he's quick, though, Guimaraes. He is quick. He's quick along the ground, isn't he?
Red Goal said the way we need a hard man. We need someone that can just, do the dirty work. Sometimes you see someone to do the dirty work. It's a very underrated position.
Do you know,
these days, the ones that do the dirty work as well, they're more technically gifted anyway.
Yeah. Do you know, I miss Mascherano. Mascherano was a little small, good CDM. But, you know, like, it's because recent time. I'm trying to think more recent times. But, you know, really, like, Fabinho, like, sometimes you wouldn't even realise he's playing because he's just doing his job that well. Like, if you watch games like Liverpool play a big Champions League games, you know, big Premier League games, you wouldn't even know Fabinho's playing because he's just got it down. He's just got the whole game locked down. He's got everything locked in. And that's almost like when you know they're good. Like, when you know they're that good, you don't know it. Do you know what I'm trying to say with that?
Yeah.
That good, you're not noticing it.
I think that's why people didn't realise Firmino playing sometimes.
Yeah.
Firmino, that's why Salah and Mane got all the praise, but Firmino was literally the glue that stuck it all together.
Yeah.
Unless you actually watch Firmino properly, then sometimes you actually realise it's there. Because he don't get involved in the goals, but he's the reason why we played where we are. So let's go to defence now then. So we need a DM, clearly, for me. And if regarding players out there, though, Red Goals, we're asking about specific players. Wharton, Belabor, Stiller. You said Ryan Yates the other day, didn't you?
I like
there's plenty out there. I think we could easily get for me. Tchouaméni, we could go back for Tchouaméni potentially, or Camavinga. Caicedo would be perfect, but that ain't gonna happen. So let's go into defence. Obviously, Liverpool wanted Mark Gahey. The Neil got Mark Gahey. Lewis Steele said today Liverpool are still keen on signing Mark Gahey, and the only question mark is whether they do it in January or summer. It sounds like a winter move is unlikely, but they've played down transfers before. Anyway, then he went on to say, Endo, Gravenberch and Andy Robertson would be more likely to deputise at centre-back if one of three stars get injured than Reece Williams, who remains at the club regularly for under-21s. I don't know why I'm mentioning Reece Williams anyway. I don't want to mention Reece Williams anyway. But the fact that if we get another injury, we're happy to play Endo, Gravenberch or Robertson at centre-back. I mean, have we learnt from 2021?
Out of curiosity, how old is Reece Williams?
He's definitely not under 21.
I'd say
it's probably closer to Jay Spearing's age now than he is 21.
I'd say he's probably a similar age to me.
He must be about 25. He must be 25.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why no offense to that. I don't know why he's still at the club. He should.
For his sake, yeah. But the fact that it says there, look, this is what Lewis Steele says. Even if one more centre back in Van Dijk, Canati or Gomez, one of them gets injured till January, we're happy with Endo, Gravenberch or Robertson playing there. That for me is a fucking piss take. And I'm sorry, but that could be a title deciding mistake.
Why is
being deadly serious? Because what's that?
Why is Gomez not mentioned?
He says, it's deputised if one of the three senior stars.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Gomez, Canati or Van Dijk. If either of them get injured, then Endo, Gravenberch or Robertson will deputise there. I'm sorry, that for me could be the difference winning title and not winning title. This is again 2021 all over again. And if we haven't learned from that, is we already need a defender now. And I said it back then, 2021, where we had injuries. Fair enough. The Canati one was the Matic one was expected. The Gomez one was expected. Van Dijk, that was a freak injury. That was certainly not expected at all. But we were happy at that time to say Fabinho and Enson stay there. We were happy. And the only reason why we moved for a centre-back and deadline, I think it was deadline day we actually got them two centre-backs in, Kabak and Davis. Deadline day. It was deadline day, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
The only reason why we got them is because Fabinho picked up a knock.
But
when we're doing this though, if Gravenberch has cover, right, at centre-back, not only are we fucking up the defence, we're fucking up the midfield.
Yeah. We had 26 different centre-back pairings that year. How mad is that? In all comps, 26. crazy. Do you know what? I did say this though. Like, we've only got 4 centre backs. Like, I'd probably say 3 centre backs. Should I say? I'd probably say the one that probably looks like is going to be deputising there is the one that you probably don't want to be deputising there, which is Gravenberch, which is very annoying. Let's hope it doesn't happen, eh? But
if it does happen, right, Naj, if it does happen, if we get another injury and we have to deputise a player there, then I do not want to hear excuses at the end of the season if we lose the title. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear the injuries excuse, because that's what Arsenal fans did last season. And that's what we did in 2021. Blamed injuries. When we didn't go into the season prepared. And we didn't help in January either.
I don't know why we don't go in January. I've said this multiple times. We might do it, by the way. I'm not saying this is just a theory. I think January the 1st at 0.001, whatever it is, in the morning, when a transfer window opens, get on the blower to Crystal Palace and go, we're putting a £30 million bid in for Mark Gahey, or whatever, 25 mil, £20 million bid in for Mark Gahey. If he doesn't accept it, if they don't accept it, right, get a contract agreement done there, right? Get it signed up for him to come in the free in the summer, right? And while we're waiting there, go and get another centre-back.
Go get another centre-back. Yeah. And people use that excuse back in 2021. Well, we were getting Konate. We waited for Konate. But you're not getting the point. We threw that season away. We were top of the league, by the way. We were top of the league. We threw that season away because we didn't care. We're waiting for Konate. So it was all right. Yeah, it's all okay waiting for Konate. It's fine. We'll get Konate in the summer. But we threw the season away. I don't want the same to happen again this season, because that's what happens. If we don't go get a centre-back in January, that could be the difference winning the league and not winning the league.
Yeah.
And that, for me, going to the end of the season, we lose the league, and defensive instability costs us, then that's on us.
Do you know get Joel back?
Get freaking Cormac back.
Get Joel Matip back. Get him back with the boys. Get him in the Premier League. Do you know what? I'd honestly, though, that's what I'd do. I'd go and get Gahey, put a £20 million bid in for him, and then if it doesn't go through, yeah, like I say, get a pre-contract agreement signed with him, because that he'll agree. I think he will agree to that, and then no one can go near him. Then he's signed for Liverpool already, on a pre-contract agreement. And then I don't even know if we'll go and spend a load of money on a centre back, but if you think about it, there, we put a £20 million bid in for Gahey. He's not going to come now, but we've got the money. The money's there obviously because he's going to come on a free. Go and use that money to go and buy a centre back that we need. Like not like a quick fix centre back or something. Just go and get someone that's, I mean, look at this. I'm saying this now. Look who Arsenal have got at centre back. They've got like 10 centre backs. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, Liverpool could turn around and go, I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone who'd be decent.
It's so funny as well. When back in 2021, the excuse I heard from people saying, "No, the reason why I didn't get a centre back because there wasn't no one there. There were no centre backs." Who moved in January? Gabriel to Arsenal.
Yeah.
There were no centre backs. Remember, you can't buy centre backs in January. You can't buy players in January. That's what we got told.
I'm just trying to think of like a reasonable priced sort of centre.
There is players out there, absolutely.
20 mil gets you a decent young centre back, I think, at the minute. One that's sort of a bit under the radar sort of thing. Obviously, I did see some news the other day. I don't know if you touched on it about Leone potentially being back after January, which is quite.
I thought he was out for a year. That's what I read.
I've read some news that he could be a top surgeon.
I've been very surprised. with that, and that's a massive risk. If we're doing that, that's a massive risk to his career.
I don't know. It's not a bad one, apparently it's bad, but it's not like
let's see with that. We've got to be very careful there.
Yeah,
be very careful for his sake.
Who've we got out on? I mean, I'm saying this. I'm
don't say we've got out on loan. Don't give me this shit. Do not be recalling anyone back from loan for this shit.
You know what? I'm gonna sound like the biggest fan of him ever, but do you know he played quite a few games last season on loan at Las Palmas at centre back?
Bacesic.
He is a centre back.
He was a centre back for Academy, but Curtis Jones was a left winger for Academy. It doesn't mean anything for me.
No, it wasn't. Carragher's a striker, wasn't he?
yeah. Well, there you go then. Yeah, exactly. Hi guys, another topic on PL games playing abroad. I really think it's a bad idea. It hurts the fan. It's pure greed. Everything in football now, John, is pure greed, and it's going the way it shouldn't be going. I did speak about Netflix this morning, about potentially Netflix taking over the Champions League. I said that could be a good thing in a way because Netflix or Amazon taking over a proper streaming service that allows us to watch Premier League, allows us to watch Champions League. Not everyone can get to games. And I think we should be able to watch we could go abroad and watch our team every week. But that should be the case in England for our league. So for me, but then I also see the side of like Netflix. Is it going to be too much advertisement? I don't want to see advertisement when about to take a penalty. I don't want an advertisement come up. That's bollocks. But I think that's what's needed. I think BT, TNT, whatever, Sky Sports, all too good. I spoke about this morning actually, Naj. It made me laugh. You know, when they did a fan debate on Sky Sports about a couple of months ago, and they were talking about ticket prices. And I thought, how can they sit here on Sky Sports talk about ticket prices when they have charged people the way they do for football? Remember when they charged in COVID lockdown for 20 quid for watch West Brom versus someone? Can't think of it was. Yeah. But West Brom versus Fulham, 20 quid they were going to charge everyone. And no one paid it. So they said, all right, that's a bad idea. You can't sit there on a fan debate show on Sky Sports and out ticket prices when you're doing the same thing. If you can talk about financial side, talk about the whole thing, the whole picture. TV and ticket prices are too much, and they're pushing fans out of sport.
Well, I've been a big advocate for years on my own socials saying about how we should obviously introduce like sort of a streaming thing. You know, they're finding all these people with their, you know, which illegally watch football and stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes that's the only way to watch it for some people. And I've got nothing wrong with anyone who wants to do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's up to you. And yeah, the prices are ridiculous. And they're moaning about it. Like, oh, we get make this money because this is streaming, these are streaming. Like, they come down on these people, like the hardened, horrible criminals. Like, they're doing
yeah.
All they're trying to do is, you know, give a little bit of joy to some people who can't afford to watch football or even go to football.
Yeah. And that would all be solved by
one side.
Yeah, exactly, by doing things right for you. You know what I'm saying? So England are 2-0, by the way, already.
I was just seeing that. So if you paid, I've said this for years, right? I think justifiably £30 to £40 a month for all football would be fine. I think that's sort of what you pay for your Wi-Fi. I think that still makes enough money in that to make money.
Like an extra tenner on your Netflix.
Yeah, like extra tenner on Netflix. You know, I wouldn't even be bothered if it was an extra tenner on Netflix and an extra tenner on Prime, and you get all the videos.
Yeah, you watch everything. Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
Then
League and Premier League. Yeah.
30 odd quid a month. Like, yeah. And the money's in football. It's a load of rubbish when they say about like, oh, but it's cost. You know, it's a win-win for any football that gets you pay for. It's a win-win. Like, at the end of the day, you know, the way I see it is
Gakpo scored, by the way.
I see that come up as well. If you've got a channel, right, that's got, I don't know, let's say we've got a channel that can put all the football on. Let's say 5 million people in the UK currently pay for all the packages for football right now. How many more people would pay for the one package, which is cheaper in the UK?
They'd make more money. They actually would make more money. That's what makes no sense to me.
It's almost like you would make more money because
and you'd please more people.
Yeah. Oh, it's so daft. And yeah, I just don't get it. Look, I could go into it for the cat. I could go into.
Yeah, we're gonna have a proper talk about this someday. I'm gonna maybe get someone on to talk about financial side of things about football. But yeah, something more like a podcast thing, that really, I think. But yeah, thank you for watching tonight. Make sure you do, like I said, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. Arne Slot new contract hopefully coming soon. Olise to Liverpool hopefully coming soon. Gahey hopefully coming soon to Liverpool as well. But let's see what we do after the international break. Obviously, the internationals have started tonight. Today into tonight, over to next week. Tomorrow we're going to do. I was going to do a little FIFA thing tonight, actually, but obviously we ran out of time. I think it's me and Enzo live at 7 o'clock, hopefully. But yeah, over the weekend we're going to do some fun things as well, maybe some games for you guys at home to get involved in as well. Thank you for watching.